Good morning, students. Today we will revise English grammar and the chapters, the syllabus of periodic test second. Students, from these chapters, from this portion, the questions will also be asked. So it is very necessary to revise all the chapters also. Okay. So just see chapter number 17. Have something there. Students, have plus something is object plus past participle form of the verb is used to say that we arrange for somebody to do something for us. Means when somebody do something for us, in that situation we use have plus object plus participle. Let's see the example for better understanding. I must have my hair cut. Means somebody will be there who will cut my hair. He is having his bike repaired. Means he is not repairing his bike himself, but he is having his bike repaired. It means someone is doing the job, someone is repairing his bike. So when we arrange for somebody to do something for us, or when somebody do something for us, we use have plus object plus past participle of the verb. Okay. Students, now see gerund and to infinitive. Students, the gerund is formed by adding ing in the base form to the base form or to the first form of the verb. For example, laughing, playing, reading. Gerund is used in place of subject as well as in place of object. Students, when we write to before the base form of the verb and it is used in place of subject or object, it is known as infinitive. So, gerund is formed by adding ing in the base form of the verb, and infinitive is formed when we use to before the base form of the main verb. Students, a gerund and an infinitive, it works as a noun. So, students, in your book, many lists have been given that some certain verbs are there which can only be used as a gerund. Some certain verbs are there which can only be used as an infinitive, and some certain verbs are there which can be used either as a gerund or an infinitive. So you will revise this chapter thoroughly. Okay. Students, now see the bare infinitive and present participle. Students, the bare infinitives has the same form as the base form of the verb, and the bare infinitive is used after the models will, shall, can, could, may, might, should, would, must, and had. For example, you can do this verb. Can is a model auxiliary and do is the bare infinitive. Okay, so the bare infinitive has the same form like the base form of the verb, and it had better also be used the bare infinitive. You had better consult the doctor. Okay, so you will revise this chapter properly. Students, now see direct and reported speech, statements and command or request. Students, the reporting verb said to change into tell, says to into tells, and said to into told. The pronouns of first person change according to the subject of reporting speech. The pronouns of second person change according to the object of reporting speech, and the pronoun of third persons there will remain unchanged. Okay. Now see the example. He said to me, "You are not working hard." Students, if the reporting verb is in past tense, then we change the tense of reported speech. If this one will be present or future, then we never change the tense of reported speech. All the kinds of present tense change into all the kinds of past. For example, present indefinite, past indefinite, present continuous into past continuous, present perfect change into past perfect, and present perfect continuous into past perfect continuous. Past indefinite, past perfect, past continuous change into past perfect continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous, no change. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, is, are, and was, were. Okay. So said to will be changed into told. He told me in told me that I was not, you are not. Present continuous will change into past continuous. I was not working hard. Okay? He says I am working. Students, the reporting verb is in simple present tense. Then the tense of reported speech will never change. If this one will be in past, then only we will change the tense of reported speech. When reporting speech, reporting verb will be in past tense, then we change the tense of reported speech. Otherwise, when reporting speech is in simple present or future tense, any kind of present or future tense, then we never change the tense of reported speech. So he says that he, the pronoun will be changed. He is a boy. Okay, students, when there is no object after says or said, then all these reporting verbs remain unchanged. He says that he is a boy. Now, request or command, imperative sentence. Students, according to the sense of reported speech, we change the reporting verb into ordered, requested, commanded, prohibited, advised, etc. Whatever the sense will be in reported speech, we give the reporting verb. If there will be order, then ordered. If there will be request, then requested. If there will be advised, then advised. If there will be, the sentence will be negative, then forbid or prohibited. Okay? So see, for example, he said, open the door. He ordered to open the door. After reporting verb, we will write to open the door. Suppose next example, he said to me, please give me a piece of bread. He said to me, please give me a piece of bread. Then we will write, he requested me to give me a piece of bread. Okay? He said, take this medicine regularly. So he advised to take that medicine regularly. So according to the sense of reported speech, we write the reporting verb in imperative sentence. Okay? Students, now see the direct and reported speech questions means interrogative sentence. When the reported speech is an interrogative sentence. He said to me, are you mad? Students, when the reported speech is an interrogative sentence, then we change the reporting verb said or said to asked. He asked me. Students, if the reported speech starts with any helping verb, then we use if or whether. There are two kinds of interrogative sentence. First one, the sentence that begins with helping verb, and second, the sentence that starts with question word, WH words or interrogative words. So if the reported speech begins with any helping verb like is, are, am, was, were, has, have, who, does, did, then we write if or whether. After that, we change the reported speech into its assertive form. Are you mad? So the assertive will be you are mad, and we will change you are mad, not are you mad. You are mad. He asked me if I was mad, and at last we will use full stop because we have converted, we have transformed this sentence into its affirmative form. Okay? Now see the second example. He said to her, what are you doing? He said to me, changing to ask. He asked her. Here the sentence starts with what? Question word or interrogative word. Then we will write the same, the given question word here. We never use if or whether when the reported speech starts with any question word. What? Then we will change this sentence into its assertive form. Are you doing? You are doing. What? You will change the adjective verb. And then she was doing, and at last we will use full stop. Okay? Students, now see the preposition. Some certain words are followed by certain prepositions. For example, jealous of, famished for. Shout at a person when you are angry. When you are angry and you are shouting, then we use at after shout. And when we use to after shout, when we shout so that somebody can hear us. Okay? Students, we use to after similar, we use for after eligible, we use for after made, we use happy, pleased, we use with happy, pleased. So a list these words and certain prepositions have been given in your book. You will revise thoroughly all the prepositions. We went to Delhi by train. Preposition of travel. When we travel by any transport, then we use by. But when we are using foot, then we use on, not by. He comes to school on foot. Students, if in address the house number is not given, if only the name of the road or street is given, then we use in, and if the house number will be given, then we use at. I live in Netaji Street. I live at 70 Netaji Street. When house number, exact address will be given, then we use at. When only the name of the street will be given, we use in. So students, you will revise this chapter thoroughly. Okay? Students, now see chapter number 23 and 24, clauses and kinds of subordinate clause. Students, a clause is a part of a sentence which contains the subject and the predicate of its own. Means a clause has its own subject and its own finite verb. Okay? A clause can be divided into two parts, two class. First one is main class and second one is subordinate class. Students, a main class can be used on its own as a sentence, but a subordinate clause cannot stand by itself. A subordinate clause always depends on the main class. So, a subordinate clause has three kinds: noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Noun clause. A noun clause is a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate of its own and does the work of a noun. A noun clause does the work of a noun in the sentence. For example, he said that the sun rises in the east. He said that is the main clause, and that the sun rises in the east is noun clause. Okay? Adjective clause. An adjective clause is a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate of its own and does the work of an adjective in the sentence. The boy who or whom you met yesterday is my brother. So the boy is my brother. This one is main clause, and whom you met yesterday, it is a subordinate clause. Okay, this one is main clause, the boy is my brother, and this one is subordinate clause. It has also the subject and the predicate. This one is also the subject, and this one is predicate. Adverb clause. An adverb clause is a group of words which contains the subject and the predicate of its own and does the work of an adverb in the sentence. For example, he was playing cricket when I came. He was playing cricket. This one is main clause. And when I came, this one is adverb clause, subordinate adverb clause, main clause and subordinate adverb clause. The boy is my brother, main clause, and whom you met yesterday, subordinate adjective clause. This is main clause, that the sun rises in the east, subordinate noun clause. Means a clause has its own subject and predicate. This is compulsory. Okay? Students, now see more about adverb clauses. Dear students, there are 9 kinds of adverb clauses, and they are clauses of time. The conjunction which show clauses of time are when, before, after, till, until, since, as soon as, whenever. For example, when she heard the news, she fainted. Okay? Clauses of place, where or wherever. The conjunctions which show clauses of place, where or wherever. For example, I have put the pen back where I found it. Okay? Clauses of purpose, so that or in order that. He comes here so that he may learn something. Clauses of results. The conjunctions are that or so that. He was so old that he could not walk. Clauses of result. The conjunction that or so that. These conjunctions show clauses of result. Now clauses of reason, because as since. She did not come to school because she was ill. Clauses of condition, if or unless. These conjunctions show clauses of condition. If you come to me, I will give you 100 rupees. Clauses of manner, as if, as though. Do it as I have told you. Do it as I have told you. Clauses of comparison, as than. She is more beautiful than her sister. He is as tall as his brother. Clauses of concession or contrast, though, although, even though. Though he worked hard, though he worked hard, he failed. So students, these are the kinds of adverb clauses. Clauses of time, clauses of place, clauses of purpose, clauses of result, clauses of reason, clauses of condition, clauses of manner, clauses of comparison, and clauses of concession or contrast. Okay? Students, now see the last chapter, that is relative clause. Students, who, which, that, whose, whom, these are used as a relative clause also, and relative clause often tells us which person or the thing the speaker means. Okay, so I have written some examples. Just she is wearing a sari, she bought it yesterday. She is wearing a sari which she bought yesterday. So which is what? That is a relative clause. There is the man, his dog was spilled. There is the man whose dog was spilled. Which is what? That is a relative clause. I met a man, he is a doctor. I met a man who is a doctor. So who is here? A relative clause. Students, now your revision is over. You will revise all the chapters thoroughly. You will read, learn whatever you have been taught. That's all for today. Thank you and best of luck for your annual examination. Okay.